Well, Andrew Hastie today confirmed this afternoon that he won't contest the Liberal leadership, saying he doesn't have the numbers. Gemma, this has just been an absolute mess.
Well, it's been untidy and drawn out. And the only thing I would say that hasn't been said already is with the greatest of respect, I don't think anyone but Mr Hastie thought he would win or was in with a chance. Like, it's very easy, and I say this as a proud, somewhat still sandgroper, but living in Sydney now for 4 years. Very easy in a bubble like WA to get a different sense of the world, and I say that respectfully. But I just don't think anyone else reasonably thought he was a chance. I could be wrong, but that's my take.
I think it's always harder for the smaller states as
100%.
well, because you don't have the connections that give you the numbers in the first place. And I'm not surprised by this at all. I've been saying ever since this whole schmozzle boiled over, if Susan Lee decided not to run, her numbers would all automatically go to Angus Taylor. So because it would be a repeat of 2018 and what Pine did to Peter Dutton. And so you might have, even if Andrew Hastie had the majority of right votes, as soon as Susan Lee tapped out, if she had run, if she'd been silly enough to run and knocked Angus Taylor out, then Hastie may well have beaten her. But she can pull out. If she doesn't run, she gives her numbers to Taylor. And they will all, it will be anyone but Hastie, and all the moderates will then...
And I just don't think he's, again, I say this is a rusted-on, frustrated Liberal vote. I just don't think he's ready, personally.
Yeah, well, he can afford to wait as well.
Well, that's a better way of putting it.
If Taylor doesn't go now, he will never, ever, ever have a chance.
Yeah,
You've got Josh Frydenberg coming in, most likely, at the next election. He'll certainly run again and has a very strong chance of retaking Kooyong. He is not coming back to be a backbencher.
No.
And so...
And nor would we want him to be.
No, exactly right. Exactly. You want your best people there. So if Taylor doesn't get the leadership now, he never gets the leadership. And he's a safe pair of hands. Like, he's not exactly... going to set the world on fire. But
fun fact you might not know, very good horseman, apparently.
Oh,
I can
very
see that.
good rider.
I can see him in Jodhpurs.
Well, let's have a look at some of the concerns from businesses that unions could soon be granted Big Brother-like powers to access any business's digital work systems. So this will be put to a vote next month, and if this goes through, there are concerns that it'll be a free-for-all for unions to access business data, including HR systems, databases, payroll, private emails. Gemma, you're a business owner. Surely this is just a disaster waiting to happen.
Well, I can't see on what grounds it would be legal. Like, just free-for-all access. I understand that when you've got a physical workplace and there's safety issues, construction sites, that sort of stuff, I understand that. But what is the rationale for this? I mean, unions' memberships have been falling exponentially for many, many years. Less than 10%, I think, of the Australian workforce is unionised. These people throw their weight around disproportionate to the number of staff in the Australian workforce that they represent. And there's a reason for that. This is just politics. And it'll give the Prime Minister, if they start arcing up about this sort of stuff, it'll give the Prime Minister an almighty headache that he probably doesn't need or want.
Yeah.
And Joe, a problem that... trying to solve a problem that doesn't necessarily
and
exist.
a solution to a problem that nobody knew we had. Look, I don't think so. I think it is probably the unions, and I think they are. It's less than 10% in the private sector. When you take in the public sector, it's like double digits at least, but not great, obviously.
Not great.
But I think it is. I think it is the unions just, doing what they always do, which is putting in a fail-safe. There's a bit of an ambit claim to say that just in case they do end up having to have some of this, and then there's always going to be back and forth, and it will be, if there's ground. But if there's grounds for, again, if there are.
Give me an example. Like, genuinely, give me an example. Like, I can't think of a single reason why they should have that kind of access.
I think, well, say for example, you've got structural problem. Look, say a good one is Amazon, right? So say, for example, you've got Amazon, which I use all the time, so I'm as big a hypocrite as everyone else, but which is basically treating its employees like robots and saying, no, you have to go faster, 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 faster. A union, I think, especially as part of an EBA or whatever, could say, well, let's sit down. What are the algorithms actually telling you to do? What are you using?
A slightly different proposition.
What are you using to justify the?
Yeah, because you can subpoena. Well, not subpoena is not the right word, but in the process, I'm very much opposed to like right of entry, digital right of entry. Unfettered.
No, but I think that they make a claim for that, knowing that it will end up being negotiated. So it will be during an EBA negotiating period, for example, we get to look at
because employers. shouldn't just have a free-for-all to go, right, slave or proletariat, line up for your soup.
That's
sort of
right.
thing.
Yeah,
Unless
they
it's
were
Amazon and they're delivering my stuff overnight. In which case they're totally okay.
They were
But-
concerned very much about AI taking over rosters and all of
Yeah.
that sort of
Well,
thing.
they should be concerned about
Well,
AI
guys-
taking over jobs.
Guys, this was lovely.
Oh,
Thank you so
there we
much.
go.
It went very fast.
Oh, Jane.
So nice to have
Yeah,
humans.
Thank you
Humans.
for joining me this evening.